Okay, we are up to episode 34, and this is called Agency in an Algorithmic Age. And this is a complicated one. So we live in a time when algorithms decide a lot of things, whether or not you get a job, whether or not you even get a job interview, whether you get health insurance, whether or not you're sick enough to deserve to get treated or not. And algorithms seem to be determining the visibility of the arts as well. If you make a TikTok and a lot of people see it, then maybe you can get a gig. We're living in a world that's a lot controlled by algorithms. And this decreases the amount of agency that people have, because it used to be that if you hustled, you might break through the gatekeeper and get to talk to somebody and get the gig and get into the club. But now if the gatekeeper has no soul because it's not even a person, and it's just a computer, then you're trying to sort of outsmart an algorithm. This does not work very well because algorithms actually don't have any brains. They just have sets of rules. And here's the problem with rules. You have two choices. You could spend your life following rules and swimming in the lane, which gets narrower and narrower and forces you to swim faster and faster, which is the way a lot of politicians like it, a lot of bosses like it, a lot of rule makers, decision makers like it. But the problem is that you have a different choice, which is to be a generalist and be happier, because you're not spending your whole life looking over your shoulder following rules. So I think you've got two choices right now. Be a happy generalist or be a depressed specialist. And I know the common wisdom is you have to be a specialist to make money and do something. But has it occurred to any of you that the more specialized you are, the more likely it is for a computer to replace you? Because if what you do is very narrow and very specific and very rule determined, then you are replaceable by a computer. This is a problem. We would like to give people agency in an algorithmic age where you can be more of a happy generalist and less of a depressed specialist who's looking over their shoulder, getting ready to be fired by a computer. So this Berkshire's Culture Salon is a lot about that. We are giving people agency by providing a physical place where they can show up and don't have to satisfy an algorithm. They have to do stuff that they think is worthwhile and their peers also think is worthwhile. But there's not a single gatekeeper, and it's definitely not an algorithm. So part of the purpose of this Berkshire's Culture Salon is to provide creative people with agency and stop waiting for permission to have a creative life, because you're never going to get permission to have a creative life, because the odds are you won't make money doing it, and that people will tell you not to do it. Your parents will tell you not to do it because you will be broke. Mine did. Your bosses will tell you to stay in your lane and not do something different than what they told you to do. And if you want to practice having agency, control over your life, well, you have to practice acting instead of just asking. So people come up to this Berkshire salon and they, talk to the people involved, and they go, "Hey, I want to play on November 30th." And we go, "Well, that's only 2 weeks out, and all the slots are filled right now, but how about December 30th? And you go, "Okay, I can do that." That's taking agency. That is not asking for permission. That's taking control of your life and being a happy generalist instead of a distressed specialist.